best netball podcast ever!
Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm still recovering from last week's training session.
And I'm Carla, and I'm just pretending that never happened.
It was tactical falling.
You tripped literally over a hair bubble, Chris.
It's a big hair bobble.
Irrelevant. It was hilarious.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Had a busy week as always. Getting a little bit netballed out, but still going.
We've got a lot going on though, haven't we? We're also busy listening to everybody else's netball podcasts. How is it now that there's suddenly about 10 to listen to?
Well, I'm not sure if it's like when you buy a new car and then all of a sudden you see loads of that car. It could just be as simple as that, but it is taking up a lot of time. It's quite good for journeys though. And it's very good for netball knowledge. And I think it's great for the netball community anyway. Obviously, we would support anyone producing this kind of
Of course. And
info.
at the end of the day, we're all in the same boat. We all want to talk and make sure that the sport we love is heard.
Absolutely. I mean, some are a little more controversial than others, which is fun.
We're not allowed, are we? I mean, Beck's the boss. The minute I start to go a little bit off-piste, she's like bringing me right back down again.
Well, at some point, we'll be releasing all the snippets that get edited out of these episodes. It won't be the bloomers, it'll be the doomers.
Can we wait until my retirement, please, before we do that?
We'll do some kind of birthday party where people put like embarrassing photos up of people. Well, at your birthday party, it's just going to be snippets of all the things you've said that you're not allowed to.
There's that, and then all the words that I also get wrong as well.
Yeah, or sayings. You're pretty good at that. That always makes me laugh.
God, my
it's a
sayings.
treat.
Listeners' messages. I'm going to paraphrase because it's an email, so it's quite a long one. But all in all, Suzanne from Leeds just wanted to say it was a pleasure to meet you both at the arena tour that you were on in Nottingham. Thank you so very much for taking the time out of your very busy day to say hello to me, my daughter. It was much appreciated. Chris, you are hilarious. And Carla, we think you're amazing for putting up with Chris. Now,
Yes.
hold on a minute. I don't think there's
Yes.
any need for that bit.
Thanks, Suzanne.
Thank you so very much for taking the time to actually write in. That means the world. Thank you.
Agony!
Aunt.
And today's question is, I love netball, but I get really nervous before matches. Anonymous.
Oh, that's cute. Do you still get nervous, Chris?
I
At
do.
your ripe old age?
Do you know what? It depends who we're playing. I mean, I actually played last night in a mixed netball team, and you should see my legs today. They're absolutely bruised to hell. And I knew the team we were up against, and we did actually win only by 3. But I was nervous before that game, but it was more that I wasn't really badly injured rather than anything else.
So you just
But
feared
in
for your
some-
life?
Yeah, basically. But in some games, it does depend who you're playing, doesn't it? And I think those bit of nerves are healthy. It's good, right?
Yeah, surely if you get to the point where you're not nervous, so it's like life generally, isn't it, or work or anything, then you just get a bit complacent. It's got to be part of that adrenaline rush, isn't it, that makes you play better.
Nerves are completely normal, so embrace it. Always do a little bit of breathing before you go on court. Make sure you stretch. If you need a nervous poo, just go and have one, because otherwise you'll be thinking about it for the rest of the match.
I agree. I think some kind of ritual or like pre-match routine can really help calm your nerves, can't it? And I think like focus on the really simple job on court. You've done your prep, you're trained, you're warmed up, and try and enjoy it, because hopefully it's not spoiling the game for this listener.
Yeah.
Because that's a shame.
I mean, you've got to also remember that probably everybody else is in the same boat, feeling as you are, if not worse.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
You're all in it together.
Good luck, listener.
Oh, I love our little agony aunt section.
I feel
Makes
like that
us
was
feel
quite tame, though.
appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, they're brave enough to write in because clearly we're pretty clueless, but that was okay. That was manageable.
Bex the boss gave me that one, and she said quite a few people have asked the same question in a roundabout way. So it's obviously one that does sort of keep rearing up, doesn't it? So
Maybe it was Bex's actual question.
Maybe. That's brilliant.
Let's find out. Thanks, Bex.
Oh, funny. So let's talk fantasy netball then, Carla.
Well, this ties in really nicely with who we have as our guest for this week, doesn't it? Because actually, who we have as a guest for this week is my current goal attack in my fantasy team. I've raised my game. I can't speak for you. I've gone up a space. I was second from bottom. You were bottom. And now I've gone up a space. So I'm feeling a bit more confident.
I don't want to talk about the positioning and the rankings of where we are. I want to concentrate on the guest that we've got. So I'm moving us swiftly on.
This interview was really great. I want to just set the scene here because we actually did this interview before the start of the Super League, just before the Super Cup. And our lovely guest, who I will say now is the delightful Paige Reed, had a good chat with us. And I think it's really nice, isn't it, talking before the Super League and then having a bit of a time to reflect on how she's doing, because she's having a great season with Rhinos.
And they're playing so well as well.
Yeah, I mean, she's got really great movement. I love the little bounce she does before she shoots, and I just think that confidence to put the ball up. But when you listen to the interview, I think it just really kind of brings home that drive and that passion that she's got for the sport. So
when she talks about roses, honestly, it brings a lump to my throat. Oh, it's brilliant.
Let's move swiftly on to today's guest,
the legendary
Paige Reed. So, from her early days at Huckle's Coat to starring roles with Team Bath, Seven Stars, Leeds Rhinos and Manchester Thunder, Paige has built an outstanding league career, including grand final appearances and over 300 plus goals in a season with the Rhinos. On the international stage, she's impressed in England colours, earning Player of the Series at Fast Fives in 2023 before making her senior Rosie's debut in 25, picking up Player of the Match and helping England lift the Nations Cup. Off court, Paige is super busy, leading performance netball at the University of Nottingham and now launching her own netball business to support and develop players coming through the game. Paige, welcome to our podcast.
Thanks so much for having me. I mean, that sounded great. Cheers. I should have you more often.
It's amazing. You have a very impressive career so far.
Oh, thanks.
How are you? What's going on in your netball world? Tell us where you're up to.
I'm really good, to be honest. Netball, as always, is just the pinnacle of my life. So currently in pre-season with Leeds Rhinos. However, we are only weeks away from the season starting, so cannot wait for that. England stuff's all finished, all the series and whatnot have all done now. So yeah, everyone's kind of in the full sort of depths of Super League clubs. And then with me, I thought with a bit of free time, I should probably just relax and take that time in. But I thought, no, I'll just start my own netball business instead. That is just, making me even more busy than ever. And then at Nottingham, we're still in season as well. So we've just finished our Bucks season, finishing second in Prem 1. And then we're now getting involved in Cup, which is more like knockout rounds. It's all quite intense, but it's just fun. So I thought, why not?
It sounds amazing. There'll be so much going on. One of the busiest people I've ever known.
Probably, yeah. It's rough sometimes.
My brother is head of hockey at Notts Uni. Do you know him?
Yes, I do. I work alongside him a lot. Often see him walking into the coach's office, and JB's one of the go-tos, I'd say.
Is he any good?
He is brilliant. I can't pretend. He is actually brilliant.
I'm going to wind him up. I'm going to say you said he was rubbish.
Yeah.
If we spoke to 16-year-old Paige, what would surprise her most about where you are now?
Probably the fact that I've been able to make a career out of netball, whether it's through playing, coaching, like even looking at starting my own business. I think all of those things when I was 16, I didn't think would have been possible. Yeah, I think as soon as you said that, I was like, oh my gosh, like that's just mental to even think about because it's just never something I've really crossed my mind. So yeah, I'd say that's the big sort of standpoint about just how far netball's come and how I guess I've been able to kind of ride that journey for a career.
And you've played across several NSL teams. I mean, where do you feel like you've grown the most as a player? I know that might be a little bit controversial, but we're really interested.
It's really strange to think about because every time I've gone to a different franchise, I've been at just completely different points of my life, both just outside of netball and like within my playing career. So like Seven Stars and like Team Bath were kind of like my earlier days. Team Bath, I was in an environment where I was surrounded by such elite athletes. So I think that was always kind of the start point for me of I want to be an elite athlete, and I've been able to kind of be around those sort of players to almost like mold me to what I wanted to become. I kind of took that into Stars where I was able to get lots of court time, then move into Rhinos, another opportunity for like court time and just a new experience. I think for me, going to Thunder was definitely an eye-opener of just that next step. I think for me, it was like I always wanted to win and I always wanted to compete. But I think going to Thunder, it really taught me how to win and compete to a high sort of level and what it means to be a top 4 team rather than being a part of the Super League. So I definitely think, although I learned so much in all of my different stages, I definitely think Thunder just really gave me like a kick up the bum to be like, there's so much more you can do now, Paige. Not just be a part of the Super League and play and enjoy it. You can really take yourself to the next level. And I think going into Rhinos this year, I've definitely still felt that. And I've definitely thought that I need to make sure that I keep embodying that, even though I'm not in that environment anymore. So it's been really cool to kind of reflect actually and even just think about it. And yeah, just to kind of see what's next.
Well, it's such an incredible journey so far. I mean, do you feel like there was a moment where you thought, okay, I really belong at this level?
I mean, sometimes I still don't. But I think the biggest thing for me was just knowing that rather than always kind of relying on other people to tell me that I was good enough or that I belonged, I think it got to a point, especially when I was around like Seven Stars and I was still kind of in and out, finding my sort of style and finding like what suited me and whatnot. I think my turning point was then moving to Rhinos, where it was like, okay, like I do belong, because where I was at Seven Stars, I'm from Gloucester, so it was literally like down the road from me. And it felt like, okay, maybe I'm at Stars more because it's local and it's almost like a convenience of they want me to be around because I'm a local girl. But actually when Rhinos got in touch and, you know, when Liana Leota, she moved to become head coach at Rhinos and she wanted me to go along with her, I thought, okay, that this is somebody that I've always looked up to that wants me to play for their team. So I think for me, that was like a big sort of drive of, yeah, I know I do belong in the Super League and I should be playing and performing ultimately.
So that might actually answer my next question. Which coach or teammates had the biggest impact on you and why?
I definitely think Liana Leota and Kat Latu, or Tuvaisi, when I played with them at Stars, it was genuinely like a dream come true because they were both players that I just always admired watching. So when Melissa Bessel at the time was my coach and she said that she'd sign Liana and Kat, and I'd basically be playing in between them both, I was just like, this is mental. Somebody's obviously just like answered every single wish that I asked for. But yeah, those two as players, definitely. And I think what was so cool was when Liana went more into her coaching like side and she asked me to play for Rhinos under her. That for me allowed me to continue to kind of find my flair, and she kept sort of unlocking my potential. So yeah, I definitely think those two for sure were huge in just how I wanted to play netball and what I loved watching about netball. There was obviously so many other people that I can kind of shout out to, but I know like Jilly Salter, so she was my coach coming through at Hucklecote, so from like 12 years old, and she was somebody that was like my ride or die. Like she would make sure I got to trials, she'd take me places, she'd pay for my fees, she would come to my school and she would make me run the bleep test just to make sure I got fitter so I could get into trials. Yeah, she was definitely like a day oneer that kind of not necessarily influenced me, but she made sure that I got to that place where, do you know what I mean? And I could play with them, get coached by Liana, that sort of thing, yeah.
So tell me about your Roses debut. What do you remember most about that day?
I'm glad you asked, because anybody that'll ask me, I'll tell them. Even if they don't ask me, I'll tell them. Leading up to the debut, obviously got selected for the team and we were really low just in terms of having goal attacks, just through like injuries, players being unavailable. So when I got selected for the squad, originally there were other goal attacks. So I thought, yep, they're the ones that play usually anyway. So I'll probably be in and around the mix. I got selected for Uganda the year before that series and I didn't get take to court. So again, I thought maybe it would just be that. And then as the series sort of went on before we played, the other goal attacks got injured and the reality of Paige, you're going to be playing just started to set in a bit more. And so the lead up to playing, what was it, maybe 10 days, I just cried every day because I was just like, gosh, the reality is I'm going to be playing for England and debuting in 9 days, in 8 days, in 7 days. And genuinely, I would just cry at some point every single day. But I was happy. They were really happy tears. So I remember on the day we did a captain's run in the morning. During the captain's runs, at the end of it, Jess will tell us the starting 7. We did the captain's run. And at that point, I already knew I would be playing because just of the availability. And so we went into the changing rooms after captain's run, and she said, like, starting 7, and, everyone makes like a big thing of it and they start cheering after each person. And then she was like, "At goal attack, Paige Reed." And everyone was like, "Woo!" And I was like, "Oh." I was just like, what is wrong with me? Like, I'm just so drained because of crying. Like, I've just cried so much. Already, I'm like, gosh, like, I already feel it. And then, like, chilled out for the day, ate and stuff. And then got to the changing rooms in the afternoon, evening, ready for the game. I just remember putting on the dress and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is it. And like my dad, I knew he was there. My fiance, he was there. And I was just like, I feel so ready. It was just a feeling I genuinely have never felt before. And got on court, we sang the anthem. I said to myself, if you're going to cry, it has to be before. We cannot cry during the national anthem or during the game, or else I just won't be sort of like level in it. And then I got on court, played the 60. And honestly, there's always a point where in the game you feel you're getting tired or you get your second wind. And I just think because I was just in this space of like, I cannot believe I'm on court and I'm playing for England. I may have looked tired, but I just never felt tired. I was just like, okay, but Jess could take me off now. So I need to make sure I empty the tank. And then she kept me on. I was like, okay, I've got another 15 cleared. I got to empty the tank. And it genuinely felt euphoric. It's such a weird feeling. And then at the end of it, like people came around me and everyone was sort of buzzing. And then when I think it was like a Sky presenter came up to me and said I got player of the match, straight away again, I just started crying. It honestly was a day that I truly don't think I will ever forget. And yeah, just having my dad there, having my partner there, he was just so happy for me. My dad, he was so happy for me. It was just, it was honestly the best day. Like potentially my wedding day might top it, or my first child might top it. I don't know. But for now, that's definitely like the highlight. Absolutely, yeah.
I feel emotional just listening to that. I can't even imagine what it felt like.
Yeah, I tried not to well up talking about it because as soon as you asked me, I thought, oh no, oh gosh. But no, yeah, it's honestly the best day ever. It just made all of these years of playing so much worth it. I always wanted to play for England, but I think the reality sometimes with selections and just, that time, you just never know. And there was a point where I thought, yeah, it's probably not for me. Like, I probably won't ever get selected again, or I'll get selected and I just won't get picked. And so now, as much as obviously I still want to play for England, it's like, well, I'm just so grateful to have been given that opportunity, and no one can take those 4 caps away from me now. So it's, I'm a rose, whether people like it or not. Like, I'm a rose and it just feels amazing.
So let's go on to sort of your resilience, and I know you've had some injuries, so missing most of a season through injury is pretty brutal. What did that period teach you?
I was very lucky that I had a great support service around me, and at the time where I was at Thunder, Karen and the girls like just really kind of came around me. I think the biggest thing it taught me was that I still love playing, without getting too, I guess, deep, but it really made me realize that my playing career is not long at all. And click of a finger, that's a season done. So for me, what I thought, okay, it's only a couple of months. That's a whole season. And time is really quick because already I've kind of lost a season just through one injury that I didn't actually think was that big of a deal. I still had to keep turning up. I still had to, go to trainings, do my rehab, even at a point where I couldn't do anything, like I shouldn't have weight bared or anything like that. I was still around like in the meetings and stuff. So it taught me a lot. It was tough because the fact that I was still fully involved in the environment, but I just couldn't do like the best part of it. It was tough, but yeah, I was just really lucky that I had such a great support system around me.
So as a shooter, how do you reset after a miss in a really big moment?
Like loads of shooters have their own like little, I guess, gists. For me, it's kind of like a quick sort of like tap and then I like go again. But for me, I've got to hook in with someone because I think when you kind of get in on yourself and you want to avoid that sort of like negative head chatter, or you don't want it to fester for too long. And equally, like you don't really have time to feel sorry for yourself. So I would always make sure I like hook in with somebody else, and then it's like, well, it's done now, but I literally cannot do anything about it. It's happened. And I think for me, I want to keep showing up. So if I do miss a shot and I get the opportunity to go again, I don't want to avoid shooting. I want to get my head back into it and be like, okay, yeah, fine, I found my flow again. Whereas there might be times where some shooters might want to just not shoot again for another couple of minutes, or, you know, but I want to make sure I've got ball in hand a bit more. But yeah, my biggest thing, I need to hook in with people. They definitely help me.
Are you generally someone who thrives under pressure, or has that taken time to develop?
I definitely think it's taken time. And even now, like, I still feel like there's times where I think, gosh, like, I could have done that under that pressure and I chose not to, or I didn't. Like, why not? Like, I now know that I can do it. But it's definitely been something that's taken a bit of time. I think ultimately, you've got to put yourselves in those situations to understand if you do enjoy it, if you want to do that, if that is your thing. I think the biggest, I guess, turning point for me was when I first got involved in Fast Five with England. That is the epitome of shooting under pressure. And I felt for me, I thrived in it. Like I absolutely loved it, especially in like my first like 2 years of going. It was very much like Kat Ratnapala. She was the coach and she was just like, just go out and shoot. Like, it doesn't matter if you miss. It doesn't matter if it goes in. Like this, it's not like it's, you know, a world ranking competition. Just go out and like shoot. And I just remember thinking like, gosh, Kat Ratnapala is the boss. Like, and she's just wanting us to just go out and shoot and enjoy it. And there were some games where it was so close and there were like shots that if I didn't get it in, that we'd lose the game. But in those moments, I'm like, well, just shoot. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know how to shoot. It's not like this isn't my position and I didn't literally ask to play these positions. So it feels easier when the people around you just believe that you can do it. The moment you kind of feel that vibe of, okay, maybe we should get a bit closer to post, or maybe we should pass it out or something. That's when I'm like, okay, I don't know if everyone's got my back, but at least I'll have my own back. But it definitely feels easier when everyone's like, yeah, just Paige, do your thing. Like, we know you can do it and we believe in you. So I'm like, yeah, sure, okay, I'll go and do it then.
So now you've launched your own netball business, which is pretty impressive. What do young players really need more of right now in netball? What are you trying to achieve?
I think for me, it's one, having, I guess, a figure where it's personable, somebody that can relate, somebody that is not just going to turn up to a venue and coach them for 2 hours and go home. For me, I think the thing that I really benefited from and appreciated was having people really buy into who I was and want better for me as an individual, as a player. I want to be able to give that back to the youth, and I want somebody to be like, yeah, I'm here because I had so many people that were backing me, and I want to be one of those people. And I also think we're at a stage where netball's growing and it's brilliant to see. But again, it's how many people are very much like on a one-to-one basis, really honing in on those skills. If we're going to beat the likes of Australia, New Zealand, obviously recent series, we need to be beating South Africa. Like, we need to be making sure that individually we turn up and we're honing in on our own skills, ready so that when we do get into those environments, the coaches don't have to worry about just the technicalities, because actually so-and-so's down the road's been in with Paige Reed and she's been able to get those skills, like, you know, sharpened, and we've crossed the T's, dotted the I's. And now I can be in this environment where I can just learn tactically, get those connections, win. And I think that's probably the difference. And like you see it in football, like the amount of different academies, like the one-to-ones, the very like personalized, individualized training. And I think for me, that's what I really want to look to bring into netball, one player at a time, and see where it goes.
So if a young player is listening right now and thinking, I want to be where Paige is one day, what would you tell them? My last question.
I would say the reality is not every single person is going to do it. It's not a case of, if you work hard, it's going to happen, because sometimes you can work really hard and it doesn't. And I think although I've got these amazing accolades behind me, like, to me, there was always a level of not feeling that fully fulfilled, because it's a case of, well, I haven't played for England yet. And you're always wanting to chase something. And even though, again, like, I've played for England now and that's amazing, it's like, I've got 4 caps. I'd love 40 caps. I'd love 400 caps. But, it's just the reality of things. What I will say is, for anyone listening that does want to become like professional, I think you have just got to go in head first. You've got to really dive into that commitment. And I think just keep turning up. And wherever you finish, it's because you have just kept turning up. I think if you realize, it's getting a bit difficult, I might take a couple of months off, or, maybe I'll stop playing netball and I'll try again in a couple of years, you're going to lose so much time. Even if you're not getting court time, you learn so much just from being in an environment, being on the bench. You've just got to keep turning up. And it's a sticky road, but it will be worth it wherever you end up.
Time for a game before you go?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay, so it's quite an easy one today. I want you just to pick your winner out of 2 statements, but as fast as you can. No thinking about it, no hesitating, just your answer. Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay, so goal attack or goal shooter?
Oh, attack.
Win by 1 goal or win by 10 goals?
Win by 10.
Home crowd or away crowd?
Home, every time.
Centre pass or last second shot?
Last second shot.
Fast 5 or full NSL match?
Oh, fast 5, go on.
Pre-match playlist or silence?
Pre-match playlist.
Early training or late training?
Ooh, late training.
Big team win or personal best performance?
Oh, that one's tough. A shooter would always say individual, but I'm a team player. It's got to be a team performance.
Tough coach or chilled out coach?
Tough coach.
Attack or defence in training games?
Always attack.
And the last question is the last play of the game. The scores are level. Do you want the ball in your hands or in someone else's?
Give me the ball every time.
Paige, you've been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for coming on today. Your story's epic.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You stay in touch and we'll speak soon.
Thanks.
Loved that.
She is so cool.
Yeah, real inspiration for listeners. And I'm sure anyone who has that dream of being a Roses player one day, whether it's 1 cap or 1,000, will just listen to that and think, do you know what? There's a chance for everyone. Hard work pays off.
It definitely does. And this is what we need more of, that encouragement from some of the Super League players to be saying to those playing grassroots who are aiming for that level, it's possible.
Absolutely.
So possible.
Thank you, Paige. Let's talk a bit Super League, Chris. I think we've obviously been at the games watching. Everyone's talking about it. It's almost the halfway point. I feel like it's going so quickly.
It's going really quickly. And we're already talking about the final.
I know. Which obviously we're going to be at.
That's in the bag, right?
Yes, definitely.
Am I going to be allowed courtside by the time the final comes? Have I behaved myself?
If we don't blow it between now and then there's hopefully a chance.
So we are going to as many of the arenas as we can. Obviously, we've already done a few. We are just loving watching the talent that is on those courts.
Well, I've just loved the youth. I think there is such incredible talent coming through. Gracie Smith. I can't stop watching her. I'm in awe of her.
Well, you know, she's been my favourite from the beginning. I just think for her age, you would never know that she's like 16. You just wouldn't know. She's an incredible fit into that team.
I think Thunder have been interesting. Obviously a bit of a slow start with the Super Cup, but they're just building and building. I'm really excited about the Thunder Lightning match on Saturday that we're going to be at.
I now feel they are top 4.
You reckon?
Thunder are going to be top 4.
It's a bit of a strange setup, isn't it? That you've kind of got these top 4 and bottom 4. I think it's already sort of forming. It'll be the interesting point. It'll be positions 4th and 5th, I think. I think it'll be a bit of a battle probably between Forest and Mavs.
I think they're going to be like a few points in it. It's not going to be like the ones at the bottom are massively at the bottom. I don't think it's going to be like that.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. I love LexisNexis Dragons too. That's my sort of second choice back here. Obviously, we've got our neutral podcast hat on and we're trying to be fair and go out.
Yeah.
I can't help but have always been a Lightning fan. And I can't pretend otherwise because you are still a human being as well as a podcast host. So
well, they're close to our hometown, aren't they? And we've known them for many, many, many years now. So, of course, you know, we're always going to support them. But we are allowed to support more than one team. I really enjoyed watching Panthers last game. I thought they really brought it.
Yeah, they did. And again, that's quite exciting. They've got some good youth. I love Fiddler. I think she's a really strong addition. She seems really funny. She seems like a bit of a joker. And I like that. And I also love, you know, watching their sort of personalities on social media because some have so much banter, don't they? And I think some are probably a little bit quiet to keep themselves to themselves.
I'm obsessed with their TikToks. They are brilliant. And it's such a way to draw those people in and get comments and likes. So well done, guys. I think you're ace. And I am sharing quite a few of them. Keep them coming.
Yeah, what's really important as well, isn't it? We're trying to link participation players that there's so many hundreds of thousands of people playing netball every week. And we want to link that to the elite element of the game and just sort of make people feel like realise what it feels like to be sat in those stadiums watching their match firsthand. And I think you can't beat it. You can't beat that feeling of seeing them on court. And you don't get that same level of interaction like you would in football or other sports, which I appreciate are much bigger and better funded. But still, it's a real edge for netball.
Do you know what I quite like doing? So obviously we watch the matches on court, but I also love to watch the coaches on the sideline, their facial expressions. I try and lip read what they're shouting at the players as well.
Do you know,
I'm sure that there's the odd swear word coming out sometimes.
Can you imagine what would happen if anyone was filming you on the sideline of any kind of game and you were the coach? Oh, dear God.
There'd be
no editing that. Yeah, I mean, Pete would have a breakdown. He has enough of a challenge with his job at the moment.
Bex would give me my final written warning, wouldn't she?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the atmosphere, we keep saying it. We can't describe it unless you go and experience it for yourself. It's just great. The live DJ, they'll have like little dancers come out and, you know, sometimes when all the little school kids come out and you can see their faces, they're so happy to meet the players and
so much going on. Also, it's really great to watch the next gen game. So we always advise anyone who's going to the match, like take full advantage of your ticket price and go and watch the next gen. It's such great netball. I know there's been a couple of showcases going on as well. This week is the East Midlands Mixed Regional League showcase. And I think the one the week after is going to be a walking netball showcase, which we're also big fans of. So, yeah, there's so much going on at the moment. It's a really exciting time for the sport. And I think more eyes and more visibility, more funding. But it's coming, it's building.
And what people might not know is if they wait until the game's finished and hang around, you get to meet some of the players. They will come and say hello. Obviously, and us as well. Do you think they really care, though, about meeting you?
Well, last week we had a little bit of a queue waiting to come and chat to us. That was cool.
Yeah, okay. I think there was a player behind us.
Or one of the mascots.
The mascots. They are hilarious, aren't they? And they love that one I did the Bridgerton dance with. So funny.
Well, I think that's all we've got time for this week.
You know, we have to mention our sponsors, Carla.
Absolutely. Thank you, as always, to Akuma, our sponsor, making netball kits and sportswear for anyone who needs it.
Contact them on akumasports.com. As always, we need your support. Please hit the like and follow button. Every single one of you counts towards us being able to make this content.
Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X.
Oh, yeah. That's a big announcement. We are now on X and we have a YouTube channel.
Yay! Yes, all our podcast episodes you can now watch just as easily, maybe even more easily if you don't have a Spotify account, but you can watch them on our YouTube channel.
The best netball podcast ever.
You can also email us at...
This is going to be a struggle with my voice the way it is, but I'll give it a shot.
Brace for impact.
The best netball podcast ever.
@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great week, and we'll see you Monday.
Bye-bye.